Picture this. You're planning your monthly budget, waiting for that Social Security deposit to hit your account, and suddenly everything shifts. If you're counting on your November payment arriving on the usual Wednesday, you might be in for a surprise. But here's the thing, it could actually work in your favor. The Social Security Administration has confirmed schedule adjustments for November 2024 that will affect millions of beneficiaries across the country. Due to the Thanksgiving holiday falling on the fourth Thursday of the month, payment dates are being moved up to ensure nobody faces delays during the holiday weekend. This isn't just about a day or two. For some recipients, we're talking about payments arriving up to 3 business days earlier than expected. Now, whether you're receiving retirement benefits, disability insurance, or SSI payments, the specific date your money arrives depends on your birth date and when you first started receiving benefits. The government follows a strict payment calendar, and understanding these changes means you can plan your bills, prescriptions, and holiday expenses without any last-minute stress. Let's break down exactly when your payment is coming. So let's dive right into what's happening with your November Social Security payments, because this is information that directly impacts your wallet and your peace of mind. The Social Security Administration doesn't just randomly decide to change payment dates on a whim. There's actually a very specific system in place, and understanding how it works will help you know exactly when to expect your money, not just this month, but every single month moving forward. First off, we need to talk about how the regular Social Security payment schedule actually operates throughout the year. Most people don't realize that the Social Security Administration uses your birth date to determine when you get paid each month. It's a system they put in place years ago to spread out the distribution of payments and avoid overloading their processing systems all at once. Think about it. They're sending out payments to over 70 million Americans every single month. That's an enormous undertaking, and they need an organized system to make it work smoothly. Here's how the standard schedule breaks down for most beneficiaries. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th of any month, your payment typically arrives on the 2nd Wednesday of each month. If your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th, you're looking at the 3rd Wednesday. And if you were born between the 21st and the 31st, your payment comes on the 4th Wednesday of the month. Now, this is where November gets interesting, because that 4th Wednesday falls right in the middle of Thanksgiving week. And the Social Security Administration knows that banks have limited operations during holiday periods. But hold on, because there's another group of beneficiaries who follow a completely different schedule, and this is really important to understand. If you started receiving Social Security benefits before May 1997, you're part of what they call the legacy system. Your payments don't follow the birth date rule at all. Instead, you receive your payment on the 3rd of every month, no matter when your birthday is. The same goes for people who receive Supplemental Security Income, or SSI. Those payments also come on the 1st of the month. Now, you might be wondering why there are these different systems in place, and it really comes down to how the program evolved over the decades. The Social Security Administration made these changes back in the late 90s because the number of beneficiaries was growing so rapidly that they needed a better way to manage the payment distribution. Before that split system was introduced, everyone was getting paid on the same day, and it was creating massive bottlenecks in the banking system. Banks were overwhelmed, and beneficiaries sometimes experienced delays in accessing their funds because of the sheer volume of transactions happening simultaneously. By spreading payments across multiple days based on birth dates, they solved that problem and actually made the system more reliable for everyone involved. Now let's get specific about what's changing this November and why it matters to you personally. When a regular payment date falls on a federal holiday or a weekend, the Social Security Administration automatically moves the payment to the last business day before that holiday or weekend. This is actually written into federal regulations, and they do it to protect beneficiaries from experiencing any gaps in their income. Thanksgiving falls on Thursday, November 28th this year, and that means the 4th Wednesday of November is right before a major holiday. More importantly, many banks have reduced hours or limited processing on the day before Thanksgiving. And the Friday after Thanksgiving is also a day when many financial institutions operate on modified schedules. Because of this situation, anyone whose payment would normally be scheduled for the fourth Wednesday of November will instead receive their payment earlier. We're talking about beneficiaries born between the 21st and the 31st of any month. Instead of receiving your deposit on November 27th, which is that fourth Wednesday, your payment will arrive on Wednesday, November 20th. That's a full week earlier than the standard schedule would indicate. For people who budget carefully and plan their expenses around specific dates, this is crucial information that can prevent overdraft fees, missed bill payments, or unnecessary financial stress. Let's also talk about the SSI recipients for a moment, because their situation in November is particularly interesting. Remember, SSI payments normally arrive on the first of each month. But here's the thing, December 1st falls on a Sunday this year. Since the Social Security Administration can't process payments on weekends, December SSI payments will actually be issued on Friday, November 29th. So if you receive SSI, you're going to see your December payment before December even starts. This might sound confusing at first, but it's actually beneficial because you'll have that money available for the entire holiday season, giving you more flexibility with your spending and planning. One thing that catches a lot of people off guard is understanding the difference between the payment date and when the money actually shows up in your account. The Social Security Administration issues the payment on the scheduled date, but depending on your bank or credit union, it might take a few hours or even until the next business day for that deposit to show up as available funds in your account. Most major banks process Social Security deposits pretty quickly, often making the money available early in the morning on the payment date, but smaller credit unions or regional banks might have slightly different processing times. It's worth calling your financial institution if you've never paid attention to this before, just so you know their specific timeline. Another aspect that doesn't get talked about enough is what happens when you're traveling, or if you've recently moved. Your Social Security payment follows you regardless of where you are geographically. If you have direct deposit set up, which the vast majority of beneficiaries do nowadays, your payment will hit your bank account on the scheduled date, no matter what state you're in, or even if you're traveling abroad. The Social Security Administration strongly encourages direct deposit for this exact reason. It's more secure than paper checks, it's faster, and you don't have to worry about mail delays or lost checks. If you're still receiving paper checks, you should seriously consider switching to direct deposit. You can set it up online through your My Social Security account, or you can call the Social Security Administration directly, and they'll help you make the switch. Now, some people get concerned when they hear about schedule changes, worried that it might affect the amount they receive or somehow create complications with their benefits. Let me put your mind at ease on this point. The payment date changing does not affect the amount you receive. Your benefit calculation stays exactly the same. Whether you get paid a week early or on the regular schedule, the dollar amount deposited into your account remains unchanged. The only thing that's different is the timing. The Social Security Administration is simply adjusting when they send the payment to accommodate the holiday schedule and ensure you have uninterrupted access to your funds. It's also worth understanding how these schedule adjustments interact with other benefits you might be receiving. If you're getting both Social Security retirement benefits and SSI, you'll notice that each payment follows its own schedule. They don't combine the payments or change one because of the other. Similarly, if you receive veterans benefits or other federal payments in addition to Social Security, each of those has its own payment schedule and its own rules about holiday adjustments. It's entirely possible to receive multiple deposits on different days throughout the month, and each one will be adjusted independently when holidays or weekends interfere with the regular schedule. Let's talk about planning around these changes because that's really the practical application of all this information. If you know your payment is coming a week early in November, that gives you an opportunity to get ahead on some of your December expenses. You might want to pay certain bills early, stock up on groceries before the holiday rush, or set aside extra money for holiday gifts. On the flip side, you need to make sure you don't overspend just because the money arrived early. That payment still needs to cover the same period it always does. Your next payment after that early November deposit will still arrive in December on the regular schedule, so you can't treat that early payment like bonus money. It's the same amount covering the same time period, just arriving on a different date. For those of you who are new to Social Security or recently started receiving benefits, you might not have experienced these holiday schedule shifts before. They happen several times throughout the year whenever federal holidays fall in ways that would interfere with payment dates. New Year's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas can all potentially affect payment schedules, depending on what day of the week they fall on in any given year. The Social Security Administration publishes a payment calendar every year that shows all the scheduled payment dates, including any holiday adjustments. You can find this calendar on the official Social Security website, and it's a good idea to print it out or save it somewhere you can reference it easily throughout the year. One more important thing to address is what to do if your payment doesn't arrive when expected. Even with all these schedule adjustments and careful planning, sometimes things go wrong. Maybe there was a banking error. Maybe your direct deposit information got changed accidentally, or maybe there's an issue with your benefit status that needs to be resolved. If your payment date arrives and you don't see the deposit in your account, the first step is to wait until the end of the business day. Sometimes deposits post later than expected. If you still haven't received your payment by the next business day, then it's time to contact the Social Security Administration. You can call their national hotline, though be prepared for potentially long wait times, or you can visit your local Social Security office in person. They can track down exactly what happened with your payment and help resolve any issues. Just make sure you have your Social Security number handy and any documentation related to your benefits. Understanding these payment schedules and changes isn't just about knowing when money hits your account. It's about taking control of your financial planning and reducing stress around something that should be reliable and predictable. Social Security benefits are money you've earned through years of work and contributions to the system. You deserve to receive those benefits on time and without complications. By staying informed about schedule changes like what's happening in November, you're protecting yourself and ensuring you can manage your finances effectively. The more you understand about how the system works, the better equipped you are to handle any situation that might arise, and the more confident you can feel about your financial security during your retirement years.